I'd say that my style is overall just something that is quite soulful, real and raw. I think the whole time I was writing this album I just wanted to capture something that felt like he was in the room with me. When I think of the music that I listened to growing up, it's just believable. And
what stuff was that? What did you listen to?
I used to listen to quite a bit of, my granddad used to play old vinyls on his record player, so I'd listen to a lot of Ella Fitzgerald, Billie Holiday and swing music. But yeah, growing up I was surrounded by all different types. Like my mum was Motown, my dad was 80s Duran Duran, so I was constantly surrounded by different styles.
How do you square having a style that's soulful, I think quite funky and you say raw, with then being faced with a popular market that you need to address, like with something like your last single, which was much more poppy, upbeat, as Charlie says, which is quite a contrast to where perhaps your voice naturally sat or sits?
Well, I think, you know, although like my roots are from listening to that old kind of music, I love music of today. And for me, it was about figuring out what my style is and how I was going to fit into the music industry. That's what I had to figure out in the last 2 years.
Were you conscious that you needed to fit into the music industry to succeed?
No, because my first audition song was one of my original songs, and to have the acceptance of the standing ovation at that point kind of threw a little bit of confidence in me to think, you know what, like I'm just going to keep going with this, and if it works, it works, and if it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be. I'm a great believer in whatever happens, everything happens for a reason.
Is Simon Cowell your manager?
He's my label boss.
Label boss?
Yeah,
okay.
my record label.
So how does that work? How do people are always fascinated by those kind of relationships? I mean, if you do something like, I don't know, you're here on BBC Breakfast and there's 7 million people will see you, and do they get in touch after? Does he get in touch afterwards and sort of say, like that, you know, you're doing the right thing, came across really well, or is it very hands-off? How does that, because you're only 18 years old. I mean, how does that relationship work?
It's different with everybody. I mean, with me, the first time I met him, he just wanted me to really feel like I was going to enjoy this process and chill out within it all. So he's been very laid back with me, and kind of I'll just get the odd phone call every now and again, and he's always there to congratulate me on big things that are happening, or to, you know, wish me luck when I'm nervous about something. And like during the process of writing my album, he wouldn't hear anything until I felt like it was ready to be heard and get feedback. And it kind of worked like that, and it was a really nice, relaxed feeling. I didn't feel under any pressure or anything, which was really nice. And you don't expect.
So it's not the machine that churns out. You don't feel like you're part of a machine that just is churning out hits, so to speak.
From my experience, no. And you know, I would say that I honestly didn't expect at such a young age to have, you know, what I've got right now within the music industry, because I did assume that I would be very controlled, but going in on the terms of, you know, I have to write my music, I have to be creatively involved with everything, whether it's visually, whether it's my music video, whether it's, you know, my image, I have to be involved with it because I want it to come from the heart from me. I want people to believe it. I think people have had enough of being conned.
And on the kind of pinch yourself, this is really happening to me in my life, what are the moments that stand out? I was thinking, we said in the lead-in that Cher, what did she tweeted? Did she like your voice?
She did.
I mean, which are the moments when you have to go, blimey, that's me, this is happening?
I think, well, I've just got back from Australia, and that was my very first trip out to the other side of the world, and, you know, stepping on a turf where I've never been before, and my song's gone platinum out there, and it was just ridiculous to go somewhere
and you hear it on the radio?
Yeah, it's really surreal hearing that.